The sun was a shy visitor. It peeked through the thin curtains. A soft golden light painted the bedroom walls. It was the kind of light that promised a gentle day. He stirred first, a slow awakening. His eyes fluttered open, blinking against the new brightness. The world outside was still hushed, holding its breath. Birds had not yet begun their full chorus. Only a distant solitary chirp hinted at the morning. He felt the warmth beside him before he fully saw her. It was a familiar comfort, a steady presence in the quiet room. This was their sanctuary, a place untouched by the rush of the world. He cherished these moments, these stolen pockets of peace before life demanded their attention. She lay nestled close, her breathing even and deep. Her dark hair fanned out across the white pillowcase. It looked like spun silk in the diffused sunlight. He watched the slight rise and fall of her shoulders. Each breath was a quiet rhythm in the stillness. He resisted the urge to reach out, to touch her just yet. He wanted to simply observe, to etch this peaceful image into his memory. These were the moments that truly mattered, he knew. Not the grand gestures, but the quiet intimacies, the shared silence, the unspoken understanding that flowed between them like a gentle stream. He felt a profound sense of gratitude wash over him, as warm and soft as the morning light. He loved the way the light caught the curve of her cheek. It highlighted the delicate line of her jaw. Her lips were slightly parted, a hint of a smile playing there. Was she dreaming of something happy? He hoped so. He hoped her dreams were as beautiful as she was in this moment. The room was simple, uncluttered. A few books stacked on the nightstand, a discarded sweater on a chair. These ordinary objects seemed to glow with a special significance in the morning haze. They were a part of their shared life, silent witnesses to their love. He felt a love so deep it ached, a tender protectiveness for this woman beside him. Slowly, carefully, he shifted ever so slightly. He wanted to see her face more clearly. The old wooden floorboards creaked softly beneath the rug. He held his breath, hoping not to disturb her slumber. She murmured something in her sleep, a soft sound that was almost a sigh. Her hand, which had been resting between them, twitched. He watched it, fascinated by the small, unconscious movement. It was a hand he knew so well, a hand that fit perfectly in his. The air in the room was cool, but not cold. It carried the faint scent of her perfume, mingled with the clean smell of cotton sheets. It was the scent of home. Her eyes began to flutter. They were the color of warm honey. They opened slowly, adjusting to the light. A sleepy smile touched her lips when she saw him. It was a smile meant only for him. It was a smile that spoke volumes without a single word. "Good morning," he whispered, his voice still raspy with sleep. His own smile mirrored hers. There was no need for grand pronouncements here. Their connection hummed in the space between them, a silent symphony understood by two hearts. She stretched, a graceful, cat-like movement that made him smile wider. The simple act was filled with an unconscious elegance he adored. The room held the quiet intimacy of shared dreams. Sunlight now streamed more boldly through the window. It danced on the ajar closet door and the worn wooden dresser. Dust motes swirled in the golden shafts of light. They seemed like tiny, sparkling messengers of the new day. He noticed a framed photograph on her side of the bed. It was a picture of them laughing, taken on a beach last summer. The memory brought a fresh wave of warmth. These small details, these anchors to their past, strengthened the present moment. They were building a life together, one gentle morning, one shared smile at a time. He felt the profound weight and beauty of that truth. She reached out a hand, her fingers brushing his arm. Her touch was light, tentative, yet it sent a shiver through him. It was a question and an answer all in one. He covered her hand with his own. Her skin was soft, warm against his. They lay like that for a long moment, simply connected. The silence was comfortable, filled with unsaid things. It was a silence that spoke of trust and deep affection. He could hear the faint ticking of an old clock in the hallway. It seemed to mark not the passing of time to be lost, but the unfolding of time to be cherished together. Each tick was a beat in their shared existence. The world outside was slowly coming alive now, a distant car horn, the rumble of a truck. But here, in this room, time seemed to slow down. It was their bubble, their haven. He traced the lines on her palm with his thumb, each line a story. A part of her he was still discovering. He loved the journey of knowing her, the unfolding of her spirit. She squeezed his hand gently in response. Her eyes held a look of pure contentment. It was a look that made his heart feel full, almost to bursting. This was love in its purest form, he thought, uncomplicated, true, and deeply felt. It was a gift, this quiet morning. He leaned in closer, his forehead resting against hers. He could feel the warmth of her skin, the soft rhythm of her breath. Her scent enveloped him, a comforting aroma of vanilla and something uniquely her. He closed his eyes, savoring the closeness. This was where he belonged. This was where his heart found its truest home. Every touch, every shared breath was a word in their silent love language. It was a language more profound than any spoken word could ever be. It spoke of acceptance, of understanding, of a bond that ran deeper than the surface of things. He felt an overwhelming sense of peace settle over him. She nuzzled against him, a soft sigh escaping her lips. Her arm snaked around his waist, pulling him nearer still. He could feel the steady beat of her heart against his chest. It was a rhythm that matched his own. They fit together perfectly, like two pieces of a puzzle finally finding their place. He loved the way her body molded against his. It was a feeling of complete safety, of unconditional acceptance. In her arms, the worries of the world seemed to fade away. There was only this moment, this connection, this profound sense of being utterly and completely loved. He tightened his embrace, holding her as if she were the most precious thing in the universe. His fingers gently stroked her hair. It was soft and smooth beneath his touch. He loved the simple act of caressing her, of showing his affection in these small, tender ways. She tilted her head back slightly, her eyes meeting his. There was a depth of emotion in her gaze that took his breath away. It was a look of trust, of love, of shared vulnerability. He saw his own feelings reflected there, a mirror to his soul. He knew with a certainty that settled deep in his bones that this was real. This love was a foundation, strong and unshakable. It was the anchor in the sometimes stormy sea of life. He brushed a stray strand of hair from her forehead. His touch lingered on her temple. Her skin was so soft. He marveled at her beauty, not just the external, but the beauty that shone from within. It was a beauty of kindness, of strength, of a gentle spirit. He felt incredibly lucky to be the one who saw it, the one who shared her life. These quiet mornings were a testament to their bond. They were a reminder of what truly mattered. It wasn't about the grand gestures or dramatic declarations. It was about the consistent, gentle love that wove itself through the fabric of their everyday lives, making everything richer. The sun climbed higher, its light now filling the room. It was no longer shy, but bold and bright. It signaled the true start of the day, yet they lingered, reluctant to let the moment go. This cocoon of warmth and affection was too precious to leave quickly. He knew the world outside awaited, with its demands and its noise, but for a little while longer they could stay here. They could stay in this haven they had created just for themselves. This quiet space where their hearts spoke the same language. He pressed a soft kiss to her forehead, a silent promise of more mornings like this. She smiled against his lips, a soft, contented sound. "I love these mornings," she whispered, her voice a gentle melody. "Me too," he replied, his voice equally soft. There was no need for more words. The sentiment hung in the air as tangible as the sunlight. It was a shared understanding, a mutual appreciation for these stolen moments of peace. He knew that no matter what the day might bring, they would face it together. This love, this connection was their strength. It was the foundation upon which they built their dreams. He felt a deep, abiding happiness, a quiet joy that settled in his soul. Eventually, the practicalities of the day would call. Coffee would need to be made, plans would need to be discussed. But for now, there was only this perfect, tranquil moment, suspended in time. He held her close, breathing in her scent, committing every detail to memory. He wanted to carry this feeling with him throughout the day. He wanted it to be a shield against any stress or frustration. Her love was his anchor, his calm in any storm. He knew that as long as they had each other, they could weather anything. This quiet intimacy was the bedrock of their relationship. He kissed her again, a longer, deeper kiss this time. It was a kiss that spoke of love, of passion, of a future filled with hope. It was a promise of all the dawns yet to come, all the quiet moments they would share. As they finally, reluctantly began to stir from the warmth of the bed, a sense of peaceful contentment enveloped them. The day ahead felt bright with possibility, not because of any specific event, but because they would face it together. Their love was a gentle dawn, always promising a new beginning, always filled with warmth and unwavering affection. It was quite simply everything.